compliance, burnout, hiring delays, the new hospitality workforce strategy by Stacia Wood, Darren Hugh, and Christopher Hannigan.
Nothing in the lobby looks different yet. The check-in desk is still staffed. The lights are warm. The music plays. But behind the scenes, hospitality leaders are navigating a convergence of immigration policy shifts, workforce enforcement pressures, and guest expectations that refuse to budge. And the cracks are becoming harder to hide. International travel into the U.S. is down. At the same time, increased visa uncertainty and delays, stricter documentation protocols, and increased audit activity are slowing the hiring and onboarding of essential frontline roles, particularly those long filled by immigrant talent. Guests don't see the I-9 backlog or the unstaffed shift. They just see the wait, the cold meal, the late check-in. And when service slips, so does loyalty.
A workforce model under pressure.
Immigration policy changes are playing out in real time. Hires have been stalled as visa approvals can take 3 months or longer. Increased documentation enforcement and background checks create bottlenecks in onboarding. I-9 audits arrive without warning, sometimes sparked by tips or unrelated investigations. With a large dependence on immigrant labor, operators in the leisure and hospitality space should consider taking action to maintain resiliency. Even fully authorized workforces are vulnerable, not because they've done anything wrong, but because enforcement has become more unpredictable and widespread. The risk for employers is real. For many teams, it often creates strain, and for guests, it shows up as missed expectations. Longer wait times, slower service recovery, and inconsistent experiences. But this isn't just a story about staffing shortages. It's an industry workforce model under pressure, and smart operators are stepping in to redesign it.
Making hiring faster, smoother, and smarter.
To help address the widening gap between offer and start date, many companies are modernizing their onboarding workflows. Gen AI tools are helping many teams translate documents, confirm work eligibility, and automate paperwork, compressing what used to take weeks into days. Shift onboarding further by weaving immigration response planning into core requirements, so employees and managers are prepared to act quickly if issues arise, reducing delays, avoiding confusion, and saving valuable time when it matters. Others are expanding beyond the traditional seasonal model. Where possible, they're converting short-term, visa-dependent roles into longer-term positions that help stabilize operations. And instead of hoping delays won't happen, they're building immigration response plans directly into onboarding, with clear steps for hiring managers when timelines slip or documentation is held up. These aren't just process improvements. They're a way to help protect operations and the guest experience from systemic volatility.
Compliance risk is now operational risk.
U.S. immigration and customs enforcement capabilities are rising, and with it, the visibility of compliance risks on the ground. What used to be back-office processes are now showing up at the front desk. Industry-leading hospitality companies are embedding readiness into their day-to-day processes. They're digitizing records, aligning payroll and scheduling systems with documentation requirements, and training property-level teams on how to respond to audits, calmly, correctly, and without interrupting service. Preparedness. Having written policies on what your employees should carry, what to allow, what to deny, what areas are private, and who should engage depending on the situation, can protect staff, reduce risk, and help maintain guest service during these incidents. It's not just about being prepared. It's about confirming that enforcement events don't become operational ones.
Rethinking roles to protect people and service.
The easiest reaction to a staffing gap is to ask more from those already working. But many leaders know that overloading teams risks more than burnout. It can risk brand erosion. Instead, operators are rethinking how work flows. Through task-level analysis, they're identifying what really requires human touch and where automation or digital tools can take pressure off. AI-powered scheduling is being used to match staffing levels to real-time demand, helping properties rebalance workloads, reduce overtime, and create more predictability for employees. The goal isn't just effectiveness. It's greater sustainability for both the employee and the guest experience.
making rewards work harder.
Wages matter, but in today's environment, they're only part of the equation. Many workers are weighing flexibility, recognition, and growth, especially in roles that can be physically demanding and emotionally taxing. Some operators are using data-driven tools, like employee preference analytics, to understand what their people value: flexible schedules, reliable time off, food or transportation support, or clear advancement pathways. Instead of guessing, they're designing rewards that resonate. It's helping employers close the gap between what they offer and why people stay.
Seeing capability, not just credentials.
While immigration policy has tightened labor supply, many organizations are realizing that the capacity they need may already be inside the business. The challenge is often visibility. More than half of workers report that their skills aren't fully recognized on paper, meaning traditional hiring filters may overlook real potential. Hospitality leaders are starting to address this by investing in internal mobility and cross-training programs, partnering with local job programs and training providers, and equipping managers to spot and grow talent, not just schedule it. The future workforce may not come from outside. It may already be on your property, overlooked, underutilized, and ready to grow.
Leading through disruption, not waiting for it to end.
Workforce disruption in hospitality isn't a passing phase. Policy complexity, guest expectations, and operational pressure aren't easing. They're accelerating. But leaders should not wait for clarity to act. The ones moving now, to streamline hiring, embed compliance, stabilize teams, and reimagine roles, are already seeing results. Fewer disruptions, better retention, more consistent guest satisfaction. This isn't about surviving change, it's about leading through it.
How are you thinking about immigration policy shifts? If you're interested in building a workforce strategy that's designed for disruption and ready to deliver, we'd love to hear from you. Please reach out to Darren Yug, Stacia Wood, or Christopher Hannigan for a conversation.